Yo, what's up? What's up? We rolling back there?
We rolling, we rolling.
Cool, cool. Oh man, long time coming. Welcome to Happens, the show. I don't know what I'm doing, how I got here, but we live or recording, but we live. Welcome to Happens, the show. If it's your first time here, which it is, because it's episode 1, my name is Marcus, aka MVP. And this is what we got going on. This is where we like to have fun, chop it up. But this is episode 1. And for episode 1, I wanted to keep it personal, keep it between you and me and you, us, and tell you why I started this, what the journey is going to look like, and what the vision is for Happens, the show. Happens collects. Happens off script. Kind of got a setup going here, right? If you're watching, already know. It's Who Dat, Saints fan. It's autographed by the man himself. Got the trading cards, just a whole page of New Orleans Saints football cards. And I got an autographed football behind me by Coach Sean Payton, Michael Thomas, and Drew Brees, the GOAT, right? Of course, I have a bunch of knickknacks and things that represent who I am, what I love. I mean, maybe I'll do a tour of that on Happens off script. If you're listening, sorry, you didn't get to see none of that. So let's talk about, first, I guess, let's talk about what happens is. Where did the name originate from? And it actually comes from a childhood friend, from a high school friend. And long story short, basically, he got kicked out the house. I told my mom, like, hey, he got kicked out the house. Let's go pick him up and he can live with us. And when I picked him up, I was like, oh, dude, I'm so sorry to hear about this. And his response was, happens to everyone. And it's like, since that moment, I've been saying happens for everything, because that's how I kind of live my life. I just trust God. Whatever happens. So it must be in his plans, right? So that's kind of the whole motto. And that's why the tagline is let God be God, because whatever happens. If you're doing the right things right, it's all good. God is God. And he's going to get us through whatever we're going through. That's the how, right? Gave you a little bit of the why, right? What happens. Whatever happens. Let God be God. And now the why behind why I'm doing this, right? I feel like if you have a vision, if you have a passion for something, you just got to go. You just got to do it. I've always wanted to inspire others. I've always wanted to inspire others, big, small, young, old. It doesn't matter who you are, where you came from. To me, it doesn't matter whatsoever. I'm just here to spread a message of light, positivity, of Jesus. And that's what I'm here to do. And I feel like this, with social media and how much reach you can instantly touch people, I feel like it's important to do that. So that's the why behind why I'm doing this. Show in particular, I love to have just good, positive fun that anybody can watch. On Happens the show, we're going to have many different people on. We're going to have my parents, my siblings, my wife, probably eventually my daughters, a lot of people, to say the least, right? Maybe pastors, maybe artists, different, just loads of different people. Then, of course, I have Happens off script, where we're just going to do fun things. Like, I have a video planned with my wife that we're going to get different types of Dr. Peppers and just put them all in a cardboard box, and we have to see which one is Dr. Pepper, which one's Dr. Pepper Zero, which one's Dr. Publix, which one is, I think they call it Mr. Pibb now. So just random stuff is going to go on Happens off script, which go check it out and you'll see the behind the scenes of how I set up the studio in this office to help me and give me an area to create. And then, of course, Happens collects is where I will be showing you any of my collections. So football cards, Pokemon cards, I got Disney cards, I got soccer cards, I got anything that you can collect is going to be showcased on Happens collects. Enough about Happens, right? This is your first time getting to know me, and trust me, as many people as I can reach and get to meet is what I want to do. Like I said, my name is Marcus, aka MVP. MVP is my artist name. I go in and out of waves of making music. it's just a passion project, right? Um, would I love to make music full time? If the Lord blesses me with that opportunity, great. But I also haven't been stewarding that. So this is also going to be a way for me to steward that. I do have a song called My Calling on all platforms. So I do have that. And I do have a bunch of songs in the vault. I just really haven't gone about releasing them, right? But MVP just comes from that's my initials. So that's my artist name. Pretty creative. I know. Thank you. I am a husband. We've been married for coming up on 5 years, and I have two daughters. So I am a girl dad. Love being a girl dad. It's being a family man, being a husband, being a father is got to be the hardest job that I've ever done, but it's rewarding once you get through it and realize, okay, maybe I can do this. It's super hard, I got to tell you. Just so many things, and oh my goodness, I love sports. Go Ducks, Oregon Ducks for college. Go New Orleans Saints. I'm a huge soccer fan. I love Orlando City. And basketball, Miami Heat. So I am all over the place. I have a reason for everything. Please believe me, believe me, believe me, believe me. Orlando City, of course, where I live, Orlando. New Orleans, first ever football player I saw, met, whatever, was Drew Brees. Third, Oregon. Back when I started to watch football, I actually started. My grandfather is from Oregon, so I would travel and go and see him about once a year. And so I saw that tie, and my family went to the University of Oregon. So, and the jerseys, first of all, whew, don't get me started on them jerseys. But so that's the reason for that. And then Miami Heat, it's the local team that my dad supports. So that's the one team. That's the one team my dad passed down, and that both me and my brother support the Miami Heat. So I love sports. So if you see anything that I might like, that's one of those teams, please send it my way, please. I also love Marvel. I also love Star Wars. I love all things Disney, as you can tell. My current favorite musical artist is Forrest Frank, hence why I'm wearing this hat. Child of God, went to his tour. I'll probably wear this hat every single podcast. Probably every majority of the happens things that I do, I'll be wearing this. And as you can see, I'm kind of all over the place with this podcast because that's just what it's supposed to be. Whatever comes out, whatever I feel like saying is what's going to happen because whatever happens, happens. As I mentioned briefly, I don't, did I mention? I said I follow Jesus, or so I said I'm going to spread Jesus. So I am a Christian, love God with all my heart, child of God, right? So everything I do is kind of rooted in that, whether it's leading my family, whether it's making music, whether it's this podcast, whether it's how I carry myself at work. I just try and be an example through that. Um, it's it's tough. I'm not perfect. I'm striving to be better every day, which again is another reason why I'm doing this. I feel like it's another way to make myself uncomfortable and push myself to be better. Better for myself, better for my family, better just for everything. Discipline, it's just everything, right? More times than not, I will have a guest on here because I can only talk to myself and the camera for so long. The main things that you guys can expect from Happens, the show, is short episodes. So I'm going to try and keep them all about 30 minutes long, give or take, right? Some might be 20 to 30, some might be 30 in the 45 range, but I want to keep them short, intentional episodes that you can pull something out of, whether it's inspirational, whether it's just I got entertained on a car ride while I'm driving to work, or it's just get you closer to God, right? Whatever it is, but I want them to be intentional. I want to spark creativity because if I can do it, anybody can do it, right? I'm just using a random camera, got a random setup, using a little mic. I don't got a full setup, right? Using some random lights to light this. I don't have proper lighting. But if you wait for the right time to start, you'll never start. That's been one of my biggest problems for me personally is I wait for the right time to start and I never start. And sometimes I never finish. And so this is me being proactive, being being the me that I want to be. Because there's been so many things that I just start and I stop and I start and I stop, like music, for example. Like this, for example, this has been so far coming. I started playing this about a year ago, and I'm just now filming episode 1. I have had some hiccups with my Mac and things like that, and things that have demotivated me from doing this. But again, if I just wait for the right moment to start, I'll never start. You'll never start. So just get in, do it, and figure it out along the way. Whatever happens, happens. Just know that you being proactive, you listening to God, and being obedient, it's gonna happen. You're gonna come through on the other side. It's gonna work because you trusting yourself, you're trusting God to make it happen. But if you just kind of sit back and you're like, well, I trust God and I'm gonna all of a sudden lose 50 pounds. If you're not getting in the gym, it's never gonna happen. Which again is actually another thing that I'm working on. I've been in the gym for I started right after Christmas, before New Year's. So a few weeks now. I went on my first outdoors run with my dog. I have a German Shepherd. She's almost 5 years old. So we went running today. So that was a lot of fun. And again, just getting in there, I was like, you know what, today I'm going to the gym. I'm starting my membership. I'm going to the gym. I didn't wait for me to get the proper shoes, for me to get the proper fitness wear, which I have been wearing these Roosevelt performance hoodies. They are fire. But I've been getting in the gym, getting on the treadmill for 10 to 30 minutes on the treadmill, depending on what I'm working out that day. And I go about every other day. With my wife's work, it's kind of tough. She works nights, so some nights I can't get to it, or after work I can't get to it. And then I do 200 reps, whether it's 200 reps working out my chest and arms, or doing my shoulders and my back, or doing my legs. I do 200 reps working out those muscle groups. And that way I'm getting something done. I'm not waiting for the opportunity to say, oh, our schedules are aligning and this and that and the other, making the excuses. I just said, okay, I'm going. And I push myself even when I don't want to go. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to get there. And once I get there, I'll figure it out. But I just need to get to the gym. So I've been working on that. It's doing pretty well, but I'm 285. Just again, being transparent, I'm 285. This morning I weighed 284. I don't know what I weighed at the beginning, 3 weeks ago, or whenever that was. I don't know what I weighed at the beginning. So I feel like I probably put on some muscle because I picked up a thing of water today. Felt light. So, yeah, but it did feel light. So I feel like maybe I put on some muscle weight, as well as, because I also don't feel as bloated all the time. I still like to eat food is the problem. Food is so good. So I'm working on that too. I mean, I love to game. So if you guys love to game, my current game of choice is College Football 26. I currently run a 9-man league. I'm the commissioner. And we got 9 people. We played 4 seasons on CFB 25. We're on our 5th season this year. So through 8 complete seasons, I'm a 3-time national champion. What can I say? 3-time national champion. And so that's a lot of fun. I love playing college football, Rocket League, Fortnite. My wife and I play a lot of Fortnite together. I'm going to see if my daughter can play Mario Kart, see if she's good enough, yeah, to know what she's looking at and controlling. She's only 2.5, so we'll see. She might be able to play Mario Kart. But gaming and board games, I own over 130 board games, so those are a big part. I think family time is important, wherever you can get the time to spend it with each other. I've been playing board games with my family all my life growing up, like loads of different board games. So over 130. So if you got one, a recommendation for me, you think I should really play, shoot it my way in the comments, and I'll let you know if I have it or not. I feel like I got a lot, so I might have it. As you can maybe see over here, got Pokemon. Love Pokemon. I've been collecting Pokemon since I was just a little kid. And yeah, I got a lot of Pokemon cards. Some good ones, nothing crazy. I think my best card is a Charizard from Brilliant Stars. I think it's like a $300-400 Charizard, somewhere in that range. But my favorite card is a Torterra Level X. It's, you can't see it because it's behind the camera, but I have it on the wall, and it's only like an $80-90 card. But Turtwig, Grotto, Torterra. Turtwig is my favorite Pokemon. So anything Turtwig, I get it. I have my favorite Turtwig cards. I got my favorite Grotto cards. I got them all. There's, I think the only Torterra card that I want that I'm missing is the Torterra Level X promo card that I opened up when I was that age, like 2010 or whatever, 2009, and it was a Three Kings gift, and it was just under the tree. So that was pretty awesome. But I don't know where any of those cards went. I wish I had all my OG cards. I feel like this happened to so many people. So many people lost their cards. So yeah, that stinks real bad. You learned a lot about me. You learned about this podcast on why I'm doing it and why it's important to me. Learned other things that I'm going to be doing on here. And that's mainly what I wanted to be, just an introduction to me, an introduction to this podcast and what I'm going to be doing, setting the stage for future episodes. And so I just want to have fun. Like I said, spread a light, spread positivity. It's so important. I want to connect with as many people as I can connect with, whether we play video games, whether we go card shopping, whether we do, there's so many things that we can do and enjoy all together as humans. This earth was created for us to live on it and interact and have fun. And so that's what I want to do. I want to truly be that. I do have a TikTok and I do have an Instagram account. So go follow those. Happens. You might be able to find it. I do a lot of things. I do baking videos with my daughter. I do random skits sometimes, but I do card openings on there. Post random things on my Instagram. I'll link them. I'll link them down below for sure. If you are watching this and you're in a season where you feel like you can't get started, where it's tough to get out of bed, where you feel down on yourself, where you feel depressed, where you feel alone, just know you truly are not alone. There's always a community just around the corner from you. There's always God. There's always Jesus right in your, he's knocking on your heart, just asking and pleading with you to let him in. And so just seriously, just know that you're not alone and reach out to me. I'll be here on Happens, and we can have fun. Again, we can just have fun. Doesn't have to be, life does not have to be serious, right? But just know you're not alone. There's so many people that are here for you on this earth that are willing to help. And again, that's just the message that I'm trying to push here. Is positivity, is love. And Jesus, most importantly, he is above all. I would be nothing without Jesus. I got plenty of stories to share, which I'll share one right now. Actually, I'm gonna save that for the podcast with my wife. I'm gonna save that one for the podcast with my wife. Just know to trust God with everything that you do. Put your faith in him. Whatever happens, happens. Let God be God. Every podcast, what I'm gonna do is read a little bit from the Bible at the end, close out in prayer. So just keep that in mind. I'm gonna do that every single podcast. I'm going to read a couple verses from Proverbs 3, just a couple things that I have highlighted here. So Proverbs 3, chapter 5 says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding, right? Again, that's like, if you know and you watched my Happens off script video, you know Proverbs 3 is actually right here on the wall before I painted it. Chapter 3, the whole chapter. So that's like what it's built off of. We can't lean on our own understanding because we don't know much about this world, right? But when we trust God, that's when we really start to understand and see things. I also have verse 7 highlighted. Don't be impressed with your own wisdom. Instead, fear the Lord and turn away from evil. Again, it's just kind of piggybacking off of the last thing that I just said. When we lean on our own understanding, but then sometimes we do things and we're like, oh, I'm amazing, which you are. But if we truly lean on our own understanding and figure things out on our own, we're going to figure out nothing. And then I also have verse 11 highlighted. my child, don't reject the Lord's discipline and don't be upset when he corrects you. This is now verse 12. For the Lord corrects those he loves, just as a father corrects a child in whom he delights. Again, obviously everything is going to piggyback off itself, right? But again, just like me, when I go and my daughter is doing something that she's not supposed to be doing, it's more times than not for her own safety, right? So if we're going against God, more times than not, majority, pretty much all the time, it's because he's protecting us from an evil that we're not supposed to see, that we're not supposed to do, that we're not supposed to get into. But again, when we trust God and he leads the way, we can only go up. Up is the only direction. He's going to teach us lessons. We're going to learn things, just like any good parent does with their kids. But again, you got to trust God. I actually do have one more highlighted, and it says, this is a good one. Do not withhold good from those who deserve it when it's in your power to help them. If you can help your neighbor now, don't say, come back tomorrow and then I'll help you. Again, this is so big on for why I'm doing this. If I can help somebody be better, if I can give someone 10, 20 bucks on the road and I have the means to do so, if I can do that, I'm going to do it. But that's just monetarily. We all have something inside of us that God has given us to be able to give to others, whether that's just kindness, whether that's just love, whether that's helping them fix their car because you're knowledgeable in that area, whether that's helping them paint walls in their house because you're good at doing that. Whatever it is, you have something inside of you that the Lord wants to use to help so many people on this planet. And if we all just had that mindset, the world would be such a better place. Any moment that I can get that someone asks for help, because again, we're not going to know when someone needs help. Sometimes we will, and it's on us to go out and help them. But if someone asks for help and they're asking you for help, that's because they truly need it, and don't turn them away, right? But again, you have it inside of you. We all have it inside of us to be able to help, to be able to be that light, to just again truly be the be the light of the earth, right? And so that's my final message to you. And just, Lord, I just pray that this podcast, that this happens to show, that you use it for what you intended to use it for, that if even just the one person listening to this got something out of it today, Lord, that they understand that if we just trust you and put our whole hearts into you, that we can be who you called us to be. And I pray that this podcast is just used to reach those who truly need to see it, Lord. This episode was intended for somebody that needs to hear it, and I pray that I can connect with them and that I can talk with them and truly be a steward for you, Father. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. So with that being said, if any of what I said resonated with you and you feel like you want to keep tagging along with what I have to say and all the things that I'm going to do, please hit that subscribe, hit that like button, or just come back for the next video, right? That's what's really important. I want to connect with each and every one, as many people as I can connect with. And so till next time, remember, whatever happens, happens. Let God be God. Peace. Cringe.